you know, it was really cool because it actually turned out to be like a really good bonding experience for me and my little sister, who's kind of, you know, my sister's 19, or she just turned 20. And so she goes through a lot of the body positivity stuff and
Yeah.
more negativity because we're on in public so much that, you know, everyone, you and I have actually talked about this on DM. It's kind of how we started like talking to each other about
Hmm.
the illusions that are created by platforms like Instagram, where people are posting unrealistic photos of themselves and
Right.
creates a distorted version of reality of like what we really look like. And
Right.
I'm like, why do I have pores and no one has pores? And like, why does my hair go farther back on one side or the other? And it's like, okay, if you
Right.
actually are around humans in real life,
Hmm.
all of them have these things that make me feel insecure. But when you're just so focused on Instagram, you can get really lost and confused. So the other day
Yeah.
I basically got lost in the illusion and
Yeah.
couldn't see myself for
I
what I am.
I mean, it's very easy to. I think kind of the idea of Instagram is to project your best self, and a lot
Live
of
your best life. That's like a literal hashtag.
sure. And I
Uh,
think like I have always kind of approached social media to be in the way of I don't want to show a perfect version of myself because I could never live up to that expectation. Like if
Agreed.
anyone meets me in person, they're not going to see what you would see on Instagram if I was trying to portray myself as like this perfectly put together human being, because that's just not who I am. And I think it's such a hard standard to set for yourself. I would never want to set that standard for myself. Like I genuinely just think Instagram should be a way to, I don't know, express your creativity, and you can show the highlights of your life, like beautiful things that are happening in your life. But when it comes to altering your body, I think you're just hurting yourself
Yeah.
more than anyone else. And you're also hurting the people that are looking at your Instagram and thinking that that is a body that they can have when you're altering it yourself.
Right.
It's already skinny women are shrinking their waists even more, and that to me is so frustrating because there's already so many people with you know body issues, and the way that they see themselves is so they people look at themselves poorly. And so if you see an already skinny person making their waist even smaller, it's like you are just, it's very
Yeah.
frustrating.
I've definitely struggled with the body dysmorphia my entire life. Like since I was, I mean, way before like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, that was already hard enough.
Right.
You know, and way before even doing a TV show. Like I think sometimes we use like, well, I'm on a platform, and you know, so it's harder for me because so many eyes. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't even in this quarantine, even alone. Like I'm the biggest judge of myself. I don't need anyone else to bully me. I bully myself
Right.
enough.
Right. Yeah.
Like my mirror and I already have this like, you know, totally confrontational relationship. Like I don't need anyone else to bully me. I'm totally fine to do that on my own. I do that enough.
Sure.
And you know, so it has nothing to do with being on a TV show or having more eyes, because middle school was just as hard for me, you know, or even younger than that, just feeling different. And I just think it's really cool that you talk about that because, you know, Instagram shouldn't be a place to project an illusion, but to connect for real and go, you know, these are my hardships, these are my worst days, and connect on those worst days instead of just connecting on the best days as well, you know.
For sure.
So obviously, you know, this time is like a very creative time, and I think, you know, usually we are so busy in the lifestyle that we have that there's not a lot of time just to be, you know, going inward. And so have you been doing that? Have you been writing a lot? You said you would want to put out another book. Do you feel like you're like writing things for the next one? Like what's
For
happening?
sure, for sure. And I don't really, and I think it's dangerous to sort of start writing poems just for, oh, for a future book. Like a lot of the things that I would write, I would have to sort of like tone down a little bit because they'd probably be a little too personal. But like they need to go through a filter a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I've been writing just journaling as well as poetry, but I think I've also been painting a lot. Like I'm not a painter. I'm not good at it, but it's such just like therapy to like sit down, sit in front of like an open window, put music on and paint. I just think it's so therapeutic, and and lovely. And I honestly haven't even been watching that much TV. I've sort of been taking my dog on walks and obviously staying 6 feet away from anyone I come in contact with. But, you know, you could still go outside and get fresh air. I think it's so important. Don't hole yourself up in some stuffy apartment. I think just sort of like getting outside when I can and figuring out how to meditate, which is something that I have no idea how to do, but I'm trying.
I know. Why does every thought in that could ever be thought happen at the 10 minutes where you need them to?
Right. I know.
Like, I'm like, I haven't thought about this, like these random moments in my life. It just, you know, it's like being a little kid in school again. Like all of a sudden, everything sounds more fun than what you're doing at that exact moment. But, you know, speaking of you needing a filter, if you ever find a good filter, please pass their number to me because I fucking need a filter. Yeah. Really bad. Like all of the time, I'm like listening to my song and I'm like, why did I need to talk about this one? Like I just get way too personal also. Obviously. But before we go, I want to know, could we get like a little sneak peek of some poetry and like maybe a little reading of some of your favorites?
Yes, I will read maybe one or two. Let's see. We'll do this one. It's a little love poem.
Okay. I need to soften up. I'm so hard. I get like, my boyfriend does poetry. He's got his poetry book coming out and he reads me the poems. And I actually made a t-shirt that said everyone hates poetry. But it's just a joke about like, it says that everybody hates poetry. And like, it just makes me kind of feel like I'm not very good with my emotions sometimes. So poetry is really good for me to read about love to like soften up a little bit.
Aw, that's cute. No, I think, you know, poems make your heart melt. That's
yeah, I need to melt a little.
Okay. Well, this is one. It says, my heart feels heavy today, but not because of sorrow. It feels full or swollen. It's like I've discovered a new compartment inside myself with all this room left to fill, and I'm filling it easily with you. I feel you latching onto a piece of myself that will only continue to grow as I grow. You are engraved in me, settling comfortably into my empty spaces.
I love.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a little lovey one.
It's so cute. I need more in my life. You said you have like one or two, so maybe one more.
Okay. Okay, another lovey one, I guess. Okay. We use people, whether we want to admit it or not. We use people for moments or months or years. It's a selfish thing we do. Telling someone we'll love them forever until that forever ends after however long. You couldn't have fathomed an end when you were with them, and now you can't imagine a world in which they're still here. Our forevers are so fleeting, they almost mean nothing, so I stopped saying it. It's enough to say I love you and have it end there. I won't spoil already perfect words with a timestamp, because even forever has an expiration date. No always, no forever, just now.
I really connect with that one. I really love it. I'm so excited about your book. So it's up for pre-order right now, Swimming Lessons. It's out later in the year. And I look forward to this book and your next book and your next book and all the other incredible things.
Thanks, girl. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Well, she is just the fucking coolest. That was so cool. All right. Okay. Let me check and see how this is going. And we need to skip around a little more. Okay, I think I'm going to try to jump over to Lauren one more time. So I really think this is really cool. Let's talk to Lauren. Actually, don't see her. It wasn't letting her request me. Let me see. Okay, I don't think it's working. So we're gonna skip around. Okay. We're gonna skip around a little bit and I'll go on live in just a little while once Lauren's is up and working. Okay. Today we're just going with the flow. That's what Bright Minded is all about. Okay, so now for my final guest, UNDP Oceans advocate, surfer, swimmer, guitarist, artist, writer, and now a published poet. This dude is starting to sound really dreamy. His poetry book, Prince Neptune, is available for pre-order and will be released this coming Tuesday, April 7th, along with the audiobook. So freaking cute. And honestly, okay, hold on. I gotta tell him already. Okay, Hannah. Okay, so for my final guest, UNDP Oceans advocate, surfer, singer, guitarist, artist, writer, and now published poet, Prince Neptune is available for pre-order and will be released this coming Tuesday, April 7th, along with the audiobook. So it is time to connect my best friend, my boyfriend, Prince Neptune, Cody Simpson. Our dog is chewing up my entire studio. Can you stop it? Hey, Bo. No. No. Come here. Come here. Oh. He's eating the. It's your baby.
Hey, baby.
Ow.
Oh, my two babies.
He's going nuts. Look at him.
Hello, my son.
He's going nuts.
Hello, my son.
Okay, go away. Oh. Oopsies. Okay.
Hi, babe.
Hi. Okay. Welcome to Bright Minded. Pretty sure you're aware of the show.
Oh, very.
Okay. So, babe, thank you for being on Bright Minded. One of the things that I really dig about you is how passionate you are about so many things and you connect them all. So you've been working with the UN for about 3 years, advocating for ocean conservation, plastic use reduction, and then turned your attention to Australian bushfire relief, working with WWF. Environmentalism is a huge focus in your life. How is it reflected in your artistry, songwriting, and now your poetry?
Yeah, it's a topic and a theme I've always tried to weave into my work. Something I've believed in quite heavily and advocated for really heavily since I was little. So it just naturally finds its way like into the themes I use in my poetry and my music. And it's just been something I've almost, I can consider it like hiding the medicine in the candy a little bit when you use, you know, environmental themes in music, especially like pop or rock music. So yeah.
So poetry, your poetry is basically like edibles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you first start writing poetry and why is it now the time to share? How would an undiscovered artist or a poet get published? Like, what's this journey like?
I first started writing when I was about 8.
Okay, hold on. Look at this.
Can you see?
Look, they're going insane.
Oh my God.
You guys!
Bean!
Cody's trying to do his interview. Okay, hold on.
Your parents are trying to work here.
Hey, hold on. You gotta go. You gotta go. Come here, Bean. No.
I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them while you're handling the dog. I first started writing poetry when I was 8. I entered a poetry and writing competition in school and I won it. And that was when I first realized that maybe I had a natural feel for writing. And I started taking it really seriously when I was 18, when I left my record label, moved down to Venice, and I started working on the book that is now this one.
Yeah.
So it's basically just been a collection I worked on of my notebooks and collected works from my notebooks from the last 5 years. And so I guess advice that I have for young poets and people looking to get published, for me, with my writing, I'm so passionate about it that I wanted to do it all on my own. I didn't want the help of people that usually help me with my music and releasing things like that. So I crafted and put together my own manuscript and pitched it around myself. And so ended up getting a publishing deal just on something I'd written completely on my own. And, you know, I found that, you know, the more I started to really embrace being a poet and posting about it online all the time, and sending it to other fellow poet friends, people who write, people that could help me get it out to the right book agents and stuff. It all just kind of happened and developed naturally from there. So this is so weird being interviewed by my girlfriend.
I always interview you.
Yeah.
So what is the significance of the book title, Prince Neptune? Is that kind of an alter ego? Is Prince Neptune Cody Simpson's Hannah Montana?
Prince Neptune, yeah, it's like my Hannah Montana. It's like my Ashley O, kind of. It started when I developed a real interest in like Greek and Roman mythology, especially the Poseidon Neptune character. Just being such a lover of the sea, I gravitated towards that character quite a lot, and I thought it would be an interesting perspective to write from. Like I started writing from almost a place of being out of my body and being larger than life, and like saying things I wouldn't usually have to be comfortable enough or have the ability to say if I was just writing from, you know, it's almost like putting on a mask in a way.
Or a wig.
Or a wig. Or a wig.
It's like poetry is like, basically the recap of this segment is poetry are basically edibles and drag.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds. That's what they say, right?
I get paid every time you say that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, well, thank you so much, babe. Thank you for being on Bright Minded. I've already gotten to read Prince Neptune, and it is beautiful, and I'm so proud of you. Before we go, could you read the poem about me?
Yes, I've got it right here.
Did you see where Lili was reading her poetry and I got all weird because I'm not good with mush?
Yeah, well, you're going to get even weirder now. Guys, so basically I've got one of the poems in this book is about Miley. I'm going to read it for you right now. All right. It goes, in the ancient night she flies once more.
Hold on. Sorry. I'm not distracting.
Oh, my God.
Okay, go.
Okay. All right. In the ancient night she flies once more, back to her home in the stars. I try to chase her there, but fall short, for I cannot breathe up that high, in the radiant heavens where she lingers. I can only admire her from below, humble starry-eyed poet with a desire for that which is most beautiful, and she is most beautiful. All other musers sleep in winter forests. She is the one who swims in the sun and doesn't burn up.
Babe, I'm free. I'm the most beautiful.
You're most beautiful, babe.
I was mad about my own haircut, so I had to give Cody a little makeover as well.
This is the first time I've showed this thing. She did it, by the way. She did it, guys. She buzzed it, so it's all her fault.
It's always my fault. I love you. You look so cute.
Thanks, babe.
All right, well, I'm really excited for your book. It comes out on Tuesday,
April 7th.
Tuesday, April 7th. So
go grab it.
You can get the audiobook also, since I know it's a little bit tough to get out to stores right now. There's like digital downloads you can order online, and you can just listen to his.
Yeah, so I recorded me reading the whole thing, and the audiobook comes out on the same day as well. So for everybody that can't get out to stores and is stuck in their homes right now, I wanted to do that for them so that people could have it in their headphones as well.
Okay. Or you can whisper it. It'll be like you're whispering it into their ear like you do me every single night.
Exactly. Bringing that experience to all the fans.
I love you.
Love you, babe.
All right, I'll see you. Yeah. See you when I see ya.
All right.
Bye, Prince Neptune. He's the only one that's hung up on me first. Like, this is why I'm into this guy, you know? That's what I need. Okay, so I'm going to bounce over to Lauren really quickly. Hold on. I'm going to bounce over to Lauren, and we're going to talk about zero waste. Oh, wait, it still says unable to join. Let's see what's going on. Okay, wait, never mind. Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, it's not working, so I'm just going to sign us off. That was a great episode of Bright Minded. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I love you guys so much. Thank you for giving me this incredible outlet to shine light on badass people and companies doing amazing things. What?
Surprise!
The first guest I've ever had on my couch. You know this isn't supposed to. This is an Instagram live show.
Stalking, cat queen, reading hand, Bible saying, I'm shy. It's a golden thing she's got. I sing softly to her in the last daylight. Then the chorus of birds burst on into sight. Now I know that I've worked for whatever it's worth by the rulers in the sky. They cry. Deep blue jeans, movie screens, taking flight, flashing lights, I'm high. It's a golden thing we've got.
Yay! Cutest. Bean. Our Bean is going nuts. Beans, come here, come see your dad.
Come on, come sit with us. Come on, come on.
Okay. So, before we sign off, me and Cody, we love this song by Daniel Johnston, and it's called True Love Will Find You in the End.
Yeah.
And we thought that it's a very timely song and would bring a lot of hope in this devastating time of crisis. So I love finding a song that really like resonates with the moment. And I think True Love, yeah, True Love does find us in the end. So we're going to sing this song for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. True love will find you in the end. You will find out just who is your friend. Don't be sad, I know you will. But don't give up until true love will find you in the end. This is a promise with a catch. Only if you're looking can it find you. Because true love is searching too. But how can it recognize you unless you step out into the light, the light? Don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love will find you in the end. Hey.
True love will find you guys in the end. All right.
We even made a cute little video to it like a couple of months ago, way before any of this panic and fear and anxiety, and now it just felt like it's super timely. So
wait for something special to come out today, maybe.
Yeah, we might post a little video, but we did it a couple months ago, and it just feels like right now would be a really nice time to connect and share through music, because that's how we connect to each other a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of connecting through music, we've got one more little surprise. Cody's got a guitar change.
Original production, a song written by us.
Yeah, this is an original production. Cody, Prince Neptune.
Production, David, my guy.
of being difficult. Sorry, baby. Okay, so we've got a little song we're gonna sing to you guys. He really just wants to sing the blues.
I really just want to shred for you guys. Original production, this is the latest.
He's a little more Hendrix and I'm a little more RuPaul, and together,
We are
this is what we came up with. Hey! Hey! Do you want to be bright-minded, minded? Want to be bright-minded? Sometimes we need reminded, minded. Time we need reminded. All we need is guidance, guidance. All we need is guidance. I'm already decided. I want to be bright-minded. Do you want to be bright-minded? I want to be bright-minded. I'll say it again, reminded, minded. Say it again, reminded. Do you want to be bright-minded, minded? Want to be bright-minded? Sometimes we need reminded, minded. Time we need reminded. All we need is guidance, guidance. All we need is guidance. I'm already decided. I want to be bright-minded. Do you want to be bright-minded? I want to be bright-minded. I'll say it again, reminded, minded. Say it again, reminded. Growing up, my dad told me at trying times, so time to quit trying. So keep smiling, keep shining. He said, Miley, wherever you go, bring the hope, and you'll be fine. Yeah! Want to be bright-minded, minded, want to be bright-minded. Time to be reminded, minded, time to be reminded. All we need is guidance, guidance, all we need is guidance. I'm already decided, I want to be bright-minded. Do you want to be bright-minded? I want to be bright-minded. I'll say it again, reminded, minded, say it again, reminded. Give me a break. Woo! Yeah! Thank you guys so much for watching Bright Minded live with Miley and today with Cody. I'll see you tomorrow for our Friday.